Hello, my name is Michael Pepena. I am the IS Manager for Toowoomba Supermarkets, Australia. I'm pleased to present to you my analysis on the smart shopping trolley project that is proposed for our company. The contents of my presentation: project objectives and scope, the current trends globally and locally, expected benefits to the customers and company. I've also looked at the 4 business functions. I've provided capital budgeting and cash flow. I've used financial models to do cost and benefit analysis, sensitivity analysis, and I've also done a sensitivity test, recommendations matrix, and finally the conclusion. The project objective and scope. The objective: research and analyze proposed investment in a smart shopping trolley or SST service for customers of Toowoomba Supermarket chain of stores, and present the recommendation using financial models against 3 different critical cost variable scenarios. Scope of the research work: highlight current industry trends, analyze the cost and benefits using 4 financial models, analyze uncertainties of 3 most critical cost variables, and make recommendations. I've also made a couple of assumptions that there is no immediate plan for an alternative investment, and this is a standalone project, and that the chain of stores are all Australian based. This is an overview of the company's corporate network infrastructure. I won't go through all the steps in the block diagram that you can see, but it's just an overview of what we're talking about in this. The current major trends identified: SST is relatively new. There's no global standardized classification system, not fully implemented. They are only in trials in most parts of the world and in Australia as well. Smaller players in the online grocery and farmers direct sales grew by 39% and 25% respectively. Woolies and Coles are also trying to innovate into this online shopping as well. Post global financial crisis, in Australia, customers are now cautious and they are restraining in spending. There's also a growing demand for private label products in Australia as well. The expected major benefits of SST to the customers: enable pre-shopping list registration. At home, customers can register their shopping list with the company's website and get immediate feedback. And as they come to the stores and doing shopping, they are able to locate product locality easily. And also, as they put their shopping items into their shopping trolley, it can do the head-ups immediately and get real-time information. They can also get information as they scan the products on the shopping trolley scanner, and about comparisons, about product substitutes, about health information, etc. And when they're done with their shopping, collecting items, they don't have to stand at the queue to do to check out their counter. They can do the checkout themselves quite quickly. Benefits to the company: we have to move with the industry innovation. We can't just sit like that and be left behind. And we also expect efficient and effective supply chain management, and we expect a big cost savings in this regard as well. And we also expect some very good customer loyalty, and many customers will like our service, and we expect to increase as well. While doing the cash flow budgeting, I've also looked at the investment metrics. I've also done the investment metrics. I've looked at the 4 business functions of production, marketing, human resources, and finance, and the costs that are associated with these business functions. I factor them all in my cost budgeting. So I won't go through all this, but I will go straight into capital budgeting or cash flow budget overview. In this slide, on the left, the sunk cost of 200,000. That is the cost that I've already incurred so far in my research and associated costs that I've incurred to do my cost this investment analysis, and whether the company proceeds or not. This is a cost that need to be immediately expensed. For the capital costs, hardware cost 1.7 million, network infrastructure 1.8 million, software 900,000, labor 200,000, upgrades and working capital 1.15 million, total of 5.8 million as the capital cost. And the investment is expected over 6 years, so each year is about 1.3 million in net cash flow, and at the end of 6 years it's about 8.3 million in net cash flow. The cost and benefit analysis: I've used 4 financial models: the payback period, NPV, IRR, and PI. The results were 4.45 years for payback period, which is good for when compared with 6 years that we have set. The net present value was 144,000, which is positive, so that's good indication. However, the internal rate of return came out as 11% compared to our 12% target, so that is not good. The PI index 1.02, any number that is above 1 is always good for PI. NPV is the most used and is the most used financial model. So as we can see from this slide, all except IRR, they are all giving positive indications. So that means the company can go ahead with the investment in the SST based on the above. However, we should not just rely on that, but we should now do some sensitivity analysis. So that's what I have here on this slide. I've chosen three cost variables: the hardware cost, the networking cost, and the cost savings on the other end as a cash inflow supply as a result of the cost savings in the area of supply chain management. I've chosen 35% decrease and 35% increase for each of these variables. So what you can see, all the red indicating that we should not proceed with the project or reject the project, while all the positive indications are positive figures showing that we should proceed with the project. So basically the 35% minus or the change, 35% negative change for all these cost variables, all resulting in the red indicators, meaning that we should not proceed, and all the positives are when there's a 35% positive change. So my next slide is the sensitivity test recommendation matrix. When the capital cost decreased by 35%, we should proceed. When the capital cost increased by 35%, we should reject. When the cash flow decreases by 35%, we should reject. When cash flow increases by 35%, we should proceed. And you may ask why I set that sensitivity test level at 35%. I've looked at a lot of major factors when I set that test level at 35%. Smart shopping trolley is a new technology and it's only trial. That's one factor that I've looked at. Market leaders Woolies, Coles, Kmart, and Target, they're not investing in SST as yet. Rapid technology changes like cloud computing options have not been fully explored. 6 years in the technology investment is quite too long for expected returns when we know that technology changes in 1 to 2 years. There is no economics of scale when we are thinking or when we are planning to pilot it in one store, because some of the infrastructure that we need to put in place are common infrastructure that needs to be shared with all the other 9 stores. So there won't be economics of scale when we pilot it in one store and when we don't know what action we will take on after piloting one store. Hence, the project is deemed to have very high. In conclusion, though the forecasted financial indicators show project as viable, there are also very high levels of uncertainties. My 3 negative sensitivity tests all produce negative NPVs, IRR, and PI. Smaller players are also having big growth in new shopping channels like online shopping and farmer direct, who are now reshaping shopping patterns. Market leaders in Australia are showing restraint. There is to be more awareness needed for cost and application of new technology innovations like using a cloud computing platform versus our own IT infrastructure as proposed here. We also need to have more understanding of the changing customer shopping behavior. Hence, our company should defer the project until all factors mentioned above become clearer or very certain. Thank you.